it's interesting. I'm about to have a very brilliant conversation about that. I think we're wrapping up the man-woman confusion with a lot of some people. I mean, there is, believe it or not, there is progress being made, even though we can't communicate the half of it. It comes as an afterburner because we're still sitting and stewing on some things. And we don't have to sit and stew very much. Not like if you have a mind of a child, just be like, oh, that's an obvious. And can I go out and play now? You people with the mindset that thinks it has to um, convey that things are conveying in a word and that you have to convey something in a word. And it's like, have you opened an account with reality and had an experience yet beyond words and symbols? Like, do you think that's my underwear in the background hanging there, or is, and the answer is yes, and I'm an Aries rising, thank God the Skeeter mark part was not showing. And if you would like to help me with my Skeeter marks, don't you think a new pair of underwear would be great? And setting everything aside that I'm trying to do, I was actually trying to get my money more stabilized here because that would help and I could be able to function better. See, I think women are different than men. They have that goal-oriented mind that says, well, if I could just hit the mark and then I get paid, right? It's like, oh, be careful of the mark you're hitting, idiot. Okay, back to, you think you want to hit a mark here, huh? Well, it's going to cost you. See, I think these men, I have dealt with some shit on Facebook, I swear to God. All of us women are, and I'm somebody who kind of gets near the fire, and it's like I don't know. I'm just who I am, and I am what I am, right? Aries rising, 6 degrees. Pluto opposed that, right in between the Sun, Mars. Now, I don't say that I have an issue with men, but no, I have a connection with them, and it's like the thing is like why are they playing a game? By the way, right? Like I just said, goal-oriented mental case that has a game that they're playing. It's like, would you, when you're interested in what's beyond your mind, let me know, because that's the truth there that's beyond your mind. When you're interested in God, let us know. So back to my Facebook page and how that I'm honestly, I'm really trying to make this work for me. I'm a very unique situation. I'm not a narcissist saying that, oh, I'm special, so special. I got to have some of your potential. Give it to me, and I gonna make you see. There's nobody else here. Nobody like me. Loop. Well, I'm special, special, so special, special. Sorry. Can we get rid of that era too, where it's like, boy, is that a narcissist singing this time? It's either an empath saying, why the fuck are you goddamn idiot? Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? The best music is coming from empaths. Otherwise, it's mimicked. And it's some asshole there going, bad to the bone. Sorry. Put a coin in the jukebox. Let's see what happens, No, back to my Facebook page. I'm trying to make this a long video. Did I get rid of my goddamn underwear in there? No. So, but the way to use it, you see, I will figure it out. If there's like a pattern or something that is like the original, like it's like I'll find the virgin and I'll say, this is it. This is the garden we're supposed to be laying in. You didn't find this? It's trend setting. It's trend setting. I'm a trend setter. See, you wouldn't know that unless I was surrounded by at least 1,000 people or something, and then you'll see how like 300 and then 600 and 900 people take on what I'm doing. And 600 of them won't even admit that it came from the original source, but 300 may. They might say, hey, and what are we doing? So what are we doing now today? I'll say, am I getting paid at all? You know, I'm coming together with a language. It's already here, but can you listen to it? I'm trying to pull it up for you guys. Okay, so we have a problem with narcissism, right? These people that are fully encapsulated minds, they can look at a picture in their heads only, or just a picture, right? This is just one-dimensional. The paper people. That, see, they want to talk to me. They want to make an approach. There they are on Facebook. They're trying to friend me, and it's like, okay, there's like 9 military men, and now they're looking like some of them that are kind of, I'm thinking like, well, that guy's kind of cute. And he's not a military man. He's not brainwashed. He's holding a carrot and eating a corn cob and saying vegetarian or something like that, and I'm here to tell you that vegetarians don't have a choice. The spiritual person who ends up fasting and not eating meat and doing these weird things, disciplines, that people think, that person's crazy. It's like, no. See, how that I ended up not wanting to ever eat pork, red meat, and chicken ever again, and I admit that I dabble in fishes, and that's like, it's probably the worst thing to do, right? See, the thing is I've also dabbled in it and saw that how that, because I got near the damn starvation level, that no, it's the truth that we don't really need food. I explained this on my Facebook. I said, no, this is why. Because it takes energy to uphold an illusion, and the more illusion that you live in, the more energy it takes to uphold it. And the illusion that the body is upholding, and that takes a lot of resources and energy and literally food to uphold, is your mind. Otherwise, see, the saying goes, man does not live on bread alone. Now, they didn't say anything about women. I've heard that saying over and over, and I've never heard it say, well, sorry, we made it. It was a typo. We're trying to talk about a whole spectrum of people. Which, there's 2 spectrums here when it comes to the organism. There's the upper spectrum, the W, antimatter, non-physical, and then there's a lower spectrum, matter, the M. These 2, if you know, they look the same, don't they? But one is upside down. Now, if you don't agree with at least that much, you're not safe for children to be around. Castrate yourself. Go get a job at a factory where it's just a conveyor belt of stuff and you're stamping stuff, and then I don't know. But see, if you want to become awakened, find something that you can respect, but you're going to have to give up something that makes you soar and that you really feel it because you really want it. And that's your money. So these men, that I would love to see what they think they're interested in. That's the main thing since day one when I was born, and then I'm chugging along and we're getting into our bodies and stuff, and it's like, okay, so, all right, I want to know what these people think they're interested in. I know that there's an obvious that they're interested in something, but did they ever think deeper about what it really is that they're interested in? Because I saw something go on, and I would love to share this with you as my autobiography. I'm only paying attention. And we're going through a process of awakening. It starts when we're very little and we're going like this, right? And some people are actually still observing themselves from a point of awakening, saying, no, oh God, now I'm here again. And all right, so am I a man or a woman now? And okay, so, but see, this is called getting into reincarnation. You find yourself here again. Some babies know it right away, and they cannot communicate about it. But if you look at their face, they're like, they're like, what the fuck am I doing here again? Please. Well, some people might be happy. They're like, oh, okay, I get. No, I remember this. No, but see, I remember. See, and I don't need to talk about this, but I'm really trying to make this video longer. I wanted to talk about what is actually captivating you is that, what is Shauna going to do with all these men that are chasing her? And what are women going to do with that problem if they are at all geometrically sound? Also, a woman who is physically astonishing somehow, if she has a symmetry about her that is like mesmerizing, it's because there's most likely she has something very astonishing and mesmerizing to teach, like math or something that is like, why isn't anybody else paying attention to this? Because this is just precisely, it just might be the way to live. And that's a controversy, right? Because no, babes, some of us, yeah, a lot of us, and this is including men too, the really, really good looking men, they are troubled inside. They're just human beings. They're more troubled because people look at them and think that they are a dolly. Let's get back to the narcissistic fucking society out there. And thanks to what? The technology, whatever means with which that they broadcast that exploitation. Yeah. Just an image that is like so flat. I mean, it's just one dimensional and you're not having an experience and you don't care about anything about yourself. You have a depth. See, if you got into your own depths, then you would know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I can't imagine what some people who are waking up to this are actually thinking. They're like, oh my God, I've been treating that person like a pair of shoes. I just pick them up and put them down. And I turn the page. I don't like the one. You fucking stupid assholes. And those good-looking ones, yes, very troubled. In fact, pummeled, gone. Stop it. See, that's why it's like, okay, so if you men want to have a conversation with me, here's the deal. You'll have to be really specific. First of all, let's go general. It has nothing to do with me. This is a fact. I'm teaching you something that if you want to go through life, if you want to get close to whatever it is you think, the object of your desire, but it can't be in your head, babes. You have to. I don't want to give you tips to make you a fake, but you can't fake your ability to be interested. Getting back to the language that they have, see, some Jews, some narcissists, baby, it's just whoever was abused last and then pushed into the money system and said, you do this for us because this is a war machine and we're trying to kill God here. Okay, trust that. Sorry, I'm being really distracted. The sun is kind of risen and it's like, I basically, I want the right support. I want a little trickle into me so that I don't need to experience this distraction anymore. And the fucking bill paying bullshit is fucking one of them, I swear to God. I don't know why people aren't going more. It's because they're being drugged down. That's why. Fluoride makes you very despondent and like kind of foggy headed, and then it starts to fuck with your depth perception. You start to get timid. You think, so you're not apt to like play into it. You're apt to just back away and go. And it's like I said, they can't be with reality with the proper depth perception that reality and the truth just is as is. They are fucked up in their head somehow. And how did they get it into them? Well, there's that, you have to be showing a sign of being just ahead there. Translating it, that, a mind and fear are synonyms. It's not human. It's a binary processing machine, and unless it's hooked up to the heart, then it has the human capacity. But still, is it fucking with the heart, or is the heart going saying fuck you mind, fuck you mind, fuck you mind, in a good way, saying sit down and learn something of an experience here. Did you have a feeling? Go for the good feeling now. Milk it, milk it, milk it. We're not talking about your fake fucking system over there that does punishment reward based in. See, there is punishment reward with God and the truth and reality, yes. If you don't see something, you're going to keep looping back on it. It's going to keep sticking you. You're going to have a thorn in your side. You're going to be like, what? What's wrong with me? It's like, did you notice you have a thorn right there? Ah! Ah! Pardon me. I'm a hostile person because I have some things I need to take care of on another level that's ridiculous, that actually fucking fucks with me. And if you're humanity, you would say, yeah, it fucks with me too. I have barely, Shauna, but you have a little bit of a glimmer of the real life that we're supposed to be living. Can we help any of us? Not if you have a strong armor out there that is like, well, this is the Iron Curtain, or what is this? It's just getting up and getting down and getting up and getting down in the morning and then at night and in the morning and at night and in the morning and at night. Would you fucking with your fucking run from cradle to the grave, never questioning it, and treating women like shit? It's weird because it's feeding this demon. Yeah. And I won't feed it. I've never have. I want to play. To feed the demons is no fun. They don't like music. They don't like your smile. They don't like an authentic like joy that says, I made it for me. Because they can't have any of themselves. They're like, and it's like, it's okay. We're trying to solve this problem. Can you have respect for your opposite? The better version of you. And I didn't just say woman, did I? No. Although I'm getting trapped here. And I'm looking at it and it's like, okay, so you think you're interested in something here. Interesting. I didn't just say that there's nothing to be interested in here. Interested in here. But we are much more than the obvious. You know, as far as life itself, humanity is much more than the obvious. But then again, it's like, what is the obvious to some people? Because if they're flipped around, the obvious is ignoring the fucking obvious that is something that's like, why didn't you get that in the first place? And now you are stuck on an obvious that is like, can you get past that? Because the other obvious is waiting. I already talked about it like this, and thank God it's 20 minutes. Now I'm going to get back to what I wanted to say in fucking 2 minutes. If you men want to speak to me, it's going to cost $25. And see, if you want a real good conversation, it's going to be $50 because I'm going to do your astrology, and you can't lie to me. If you're lying, first of all, you're lying to yourself in the beginning. You are born as a lie, I think. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like this. If you didn't find the male side, if you didn't find a man there that says, okay, now look, this is it. See, I go to the sex thing because this is where it's like, babes, and then eventually this is all you want from us. I'm coming from experience. I'm sorry. But it always boils down, and then when that happens, for me, this is my experience. See, but I'm not associating with men like, I'm like, no, I'm doing my thing. I'm like, oh, you play basketball too? Cool. You want to ride a bike? Yeah, no, whatever. And I'm like, let's sing together. Let's sing. Okay, no, yeah, I raise animals. You know, I'm playing. I'm being myself. I would love to tell you my autobiography and take an entire 2 hours. And then I want to get paid for it, babes. We all have to get paid for something. See, I was about to tell you something. I'm getting so distracted. I can refine what I'm trying to tell you, and it has to do with humanity and what's going on, the problem that's happening here. We only have so much time here, and we're on this fucking social media. Don't you think we need to get this together? See, I need to find a way to get feed into me. And I'm being trapped here. I'm looking at a system that says, you can't get anything unless you be something that you don't want to be. And it's like, no. And I think I'm speaking for a lot of people right now. Some people are morally massacred. I mean, this means, I don't really, whatever you think a moral is, but you have a profound responsibility eventually to keep yourself intact through well-being, and that is feeling good. And if that means getting away from your fucking family, be a black sheep, it might happen naturally. And if you do it early enough, then you will, that hits a chime there, and then you'll have a milestone, and then you'll go, and by the time you're 45 or 50, you are helping other people get the fuck away from these toxic people who can't care, really, for your God-given purpose in this fucking life. Getting back to money, in case you had an interest, that fucking word interest. See, a lot of these money-oriented people, they don't know that word unless, okay, you're a narcissist, right? And you don't know that word unless you'd have, how much interest do you think is the best thing to have? 2%? Just 2% interest in that one. You don't want even 50% interest to be, right? I mean, God forbid you have 100% interest. You might have to pay attention. Pay attention? Well, okay. Well, I think I'm going to charge $150 to just do a real-life astrological chart. It's terrible. Because all I'm going to do is say, you know what? You're attracted to me because, well, did you know, now, beware of this, you fucking men. Look into yourself. Now, are you aware of your programming? Are you the one who can only approach a woman when she's down for the count, like nearly down for the count, and she's like, I need help. Now, what kind of help are you? Are you somebody that fucking rapes her energetically, like her body? You want to get into her body, but now you're just feeding her human need thing, and you're trying to get that. See, you're living a double life there. Can you just think about it? Are you one of those fucking people that thinks that you can turn her into what you want, but not until she is like, you have to tiptoe around and make sure that, well, how is she? See, like this neighbor here over here is like, what did you do last year as far as the winter time, 2 winters ago? And I'm looking, I was like, what kind of question? Where is this person coming from? I said, well, what do you mean, what did I do here? I live in the mountains. You want to learn how to live in the mountains? We come up here because we love it. I loved it. I'm so satisfied that finally I fucking experienced a 5 or near 5 foot snow up here. That's why I moved up here. I told them, you know what? My family are survivalists. We came up here because we love how it feels to just hold our shit together during a storm. We want the power to turn off the electricity so that we can start playing with our creativity. What the fuck did you do? It sounds like you need to get out of here. Did I make my point? I'm sorry. It would be a short video that I put on Facebook telling the men, I have PayPal, I have Cash App. Give me an incentive to open that fucking thing up. I limited myself to $5, and let's see what you limit me to. I don't know. See, it's weird because no, I will not be interested in your money. I want to know how. See, you're only interested in your money, and so we can only jerk you around with that. We can say, okay, that's what the psychologists do. And I'm here to tell you that your leaders, your teachers, are women. That's who you've been killing over there on the cross, and that's who sits as a statue only as Buddha. The plump and titful, who knows what kind of hair that is, person. Uh-oh, excuse me, I have a mob coming here. I need protection, by the way. Thank you. I doubt that, see, this thing right here can work for us. I don't have to stick my head in a goddamn meat grinder. And you don't either. This needs to change around for us. It needs to change around. Take the personal aspect out of it. Go general. Do we need to flatten out the worry that it takes to just get a bottle of water? Because the fucking tap water is poisonous now. Me? I want to fucking close off their fucking water spigot over there. I want to just close it off and say, well, it's just an option. We have other ways that we can do it here, isn't there? Yeah. Much more less poisoning to our bodies. I know what I'm talking about, babe. I've been here over 35 years, and I've seen the water turn from soft, really sweet spring water. It's the same with the people, though. See, they turn the same way. That they are not, they're incoherent. They're getting more and more incoherent to you. They can care less. See, you're not communicating with them anymore and saying, how do you like that water? And please, this is what used to happen in the 80s, 70s, and 60s up here. They tell you, leave your hoses on if you leave. In the summertime, just leave them running. Water as much as you can. It was a standard $8. It never rose or fell. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's because there's an endless source, babes. Water is an endless resource, and so is oil. There are primary wells. And if you don't believe me, then just ignore the massive amount of ocean there that's out there. Didn't really come from a bunch of rain that fell, and aqueducts. They're not just because of all from runoff. The Salton Sea in California is an underwater seepage that from the ocean. Actually, it's a whole. But some other people have story that they try to tell you a story about what's happening here with everything. There is also the alternative. There's the real story, the other side. You might be able to hear that, and then all you have to do is use your own mind and say, oh no, that makes more sense. Because it's there constantly as far as that body of water, and it's always salty, and it doesn't go away. Babes, things fucking dry up after a while if it doesn't have an underwater source. Come on, get out of here. What do I mean, underground? Getting back to, hey, isn't that fascinating that they won't take me seriously? Who will? Because I will. I'm a good worker. I hate to sound like a whore, but I'm not. And a lot of the stuff I've said here just totally made me look like that. Like, my very last video, I went to Abundance, and it's like, Abundance? What do you mean, Shauna? Are you up there on the fucking... And like, no, I don't have to be up there on the pole. It's bad around here. It's like I'm on the pole already. And speaking of pole, did you hear me on my last fucking video? It said, so, I'm trying to get a vote here or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Sorry. It's hard to be a channeler and then have to deal with this petty fucking confusion. But really, this is the art of our life, our living, and then see, I'm getting older. I'm getting to be 50 years old, and I happen to think it's like it's not about finding that one-on-one and posing like that. I was never impressed in the first place. I was always like skeptical. I was like, you know what? I bet you anything. That's a fucking house of misery. Let's sit back and look. Yeah, it is. It seems to be stuck, and it's not only stuck, it's stuck in an era